Michael Cohen is suing the Trump Organization in New York court, claiming the company failed to pay his legal fees. This coming as President Trump's former campaign chairman Paul Manafort is slated to be sentenced for tax and bank fraud this afternoon. Manafort's case is the first criminal conviction to come out of special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation, which also includes President Trump's alleged collusion with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Yahoo Finance's Rick Newman joins us now to explain the president's controversial Moscow project. You looked into that.
I did.
There's a lot of things that stick out to you.
Cohen said a lot about this at his February 27th hearing before Congress. So this is something we're going to learn more about eventually. I just started wondering, how far did they get with this project? How serious were they about this project? And do they seem to even have known what they were doing? There are a lot of Americans who have done business deals in Moscow, including hotel deals. So I found some of them, interviewed some of them. The phrase Keystone Cops came up several times when people were describing their impression of Trump's efforts to do this project. Absurd, ludicrous, those words came up, and I'll just go through a couple of the very interesting sort of holes in the story here of the Trump-Moscow project.
Yeah.
First of all, there's this story about this idea to essentially bribe Vladimir Putin to get his approval for a Trump-Moscow project by giving him a $50 million penthouse in whatever complex this turned out to be. This is just a ridiculous tactic. I don't know if it's not clear that Trump himself ever blessed this tactic, but there apparently was some discussion between Michael Cohen, who was kind of the lead guy in the deal, and some other people he got involved with. Nobody who does business in Moscow says this is a thing anybody would ever do. And the idea that you even need Putin's blessing to do a project in Moscow is also ridiculous, people say, because Putin, certainly he has gotten billions of dollars from graft and payoffs and things like that. But we're talking about high-level things. He's running a country. Moscow is a city comparable to New York or Chicago, let's say.
Sure.
The guy you go to is the mayor.
You would think
the mayor of Moscow is the guy who pulls the strings with projects related that are going to be built in Moscow. And we didn't hear any discussion of that. We just heard about how do we get Putin on board. You don't, one person after another said, you do not need the Godfather's blessing. You do not need Putin's blessing to build a hotel, or to develop, I should say, a hotel in Moscow.
And yet those discussions were there. And then we also got documents from Cohen as well regarding this whole project. But you digging into it, someone's got to do it. You're writing it up online as well.
Yes, that's
it's
right.
All there. Okay, good. Rick Newman, thanks so much for joining us.